I have come to the conclusion that men have it way harder than women. Recently, I have been going on a journey, if you will, to learn and see just what men deal with in today's day and age when it comes to dating and relationships. When I tell you that I am appalled at what I am discovering would be a severe understatement. It's actually embarrassing seeing what a lot of women are doing these days. Here's some examples of just some things that I've come across. A man forgets his wallet when they go out eating, and the reaction of the woman is atrocious. One girl was saying that she was so embarrassed that he forgot his wallet that she was going to go wait in the car and make him deal with it, which is crazy work. Another girl was like, well, man, I was only going out to get food with you because you were paying and I didn't want to pay. She literally said, your money is my money, but my money's my money. And that's why I was fine going out. Like, she was fine saying this out loud. Others were just like getting angry and not letting the man be human and make mistakes. There was another video I came across of a guy that had 4 girls in a row. When he had asked them out on coffee dates, they said, oh, am I just worth coffee to you? Am I not worth more? Why don't you take me on an expensive dinner date? He doesn't know you. Why should he put out a butt ton of money just to see if he wants to talk to you again? Like, what? I've also been hearing horror stories about how women will fake things and get men in trouble for things they don't actually do, especially when it comes to like harassment and things like that. What are we doing? Women, we need to get a grip of what are we doing right now. I've always been annoyed by the debates on who has it harder, men or women, because I'm just like, can we all just agree that it's crazy out here and things suck and we just need to do our part to make it better, because we all have a part to play some way or somehow, in my opinion. But now that I've been doing this, I'm like, you know what? Men have it harder. And I believe men have it harder because we are making it harder for them. Most of the time when I hear women talk about and give reasons why we have it harder, they just talk about things that we could have done better in terms of making better decisions, not allowing certain things and having boundaries, and not putting ourselves in situations where stuff can happen. Most of what's making it harder for us, from what I've been hearing, is our own fault. Now, obviously, yes, there are men out there that are doing awful things and need to be held accountable. Let me just put in perspective. I have experienced a lot of abuse. I've been through multiple abusive relationships. I have experienced every kind of abuse except being like physically beat up. Like, I've experienced every other kind of abuse. I have seen how evil and dark men can be. I used to be terrified of men. I had so much fear towards men. I couldn't be alone with one in a room without freaking out. I know what it's like to be on the end of, oh my gosh, I've experienced so many bad things from men. So I'm not talking out of ignorance. I've also learned, however, though, that I had a part to play in that. I am not a fan of victim blaming, but I'm a huge fan of victim responsibility. Those are 2 very different things. Victim responsibility is, 1, taking responsibility for our own healing. We may not have been responsible for what happened to us, but we are responsible for our own healing. And we need to do that, because we're bleeding all over these men that aren't doing anything to us, and it's really gross. I also had to realize that I had a part to play in my own suffering in those relationships. I grew up in a place where I never learned what a good man looked like. I didn't learn boundaries or what red flags were, or anything. But as I got older and I got aware and cognizant of these things, it became my responsibility to learn those things. I had to unlearn being attracted to men who were unsafe and abusive and learn how to be attracted to safe men. I had to unlearn the patterns that I was stuck in abuse and in toxic relationships, in order to get out of them. People don't talk about this very often, but if you have been stuck in cycles of abusive relationships or just toxic relationships, part of the problem of that is that your brain gets addicted to the highs and the lows in those situations. And in order to break free from those in a lot of ways, you have to treat it like your brain is dealing with an addiction, because it is an addiction of sorts. And you have to untrain your brain to be attracted to those things. Back to the issue at hand. Get off my soapbox. We have got to stop making existence hell for men. So many things that happen between men and women are just misunderstandings, and instead of working them out, we just decide to be offended, and that gets no one nowhere. And then we wonder why we're single. Some of these women out here are sitting here and taking the whole, like, know your worth and, don't tolerate bad things to the complete polar opposite extreme where it doesn't need to be, and they need to find a middle ground. I'm seeing so many women who are talking about and truly believe that they deserve the most high quality, moral and integral, solid man, but these girls themselves have the personality of a burnt noodle. And it's like, girl, you don't deserve jack because you don't reciprocate that. I am a huge believer in if you expect certain things from a significant other, you should be prepared to give those things back to them too. It's not fair to expect so many things from your significant other and then you don't do anything back. That's stupid and it's immature. Anyway, I could keep talking about it and I could keep making more points about it, but then I'll just talk for a million years. So I would like to turn it over to the men who might be watching this. I want my comment section to just be a space where you can vent and just tell me all of the crap you've experienced and how frustrated you are, or like your horror stories. Whatever you want to put down there, please put it in my comments. I want them to be a space that is safe and like open for you to just be like, yes, absolutely, this is what's happening, this is what I'm experiencing, and it's really awful. Please use my comments to do that. If there's anything you want to say or anything you want women to know, because I'm still on this journey. I'm still learning more about what men are dealing with, because I don't think it's fair to not understand either side. But please, whatever you want to put into my comment section on this matter, this is your space to do that, and if anyone comes at you, I will eat them.
Thank you, Anna. And this is what we've been saying. Guy in the comments says, I don't know if we have it harder, but men's problems are definitely dismissed more easily than a woman's. Like, this is all men have been saying. If I have to take accountability and responsibility for the things that I do, then how come you don't? That'd be my question.
If you were uncomfortable with something that she was wearing, would you tell her to change?
No. I want to show her off anyway. Let her wear what she want to wear.
Let her wear what she want to wear?
Yeah.
What if she was like wearing like a bikini?
Then I guess everybody's going to get a good show.
Okay. Why do you think that certain girls would change? You think that, that's bullying or controlling if they change?
Yeah, because I mean, if you have a good girl and like she look bad, why wouldn't you want to show her off?
Are you single?
Yes.
Well, why are you single?
Oh, I'm expensive.
Oh, you're expensive. What do you like?
Everything. I want it my way. It's my world.
Okay, all right. Let's see me and you are dating. What do you want from me?
To be a provider, a protector.
No, but provider, elaborate. Like take you to dinners, travel, massages.
Well, everybody has to eat every single day, so dinners are not providing, but...
Wait, McDonald's is okay?
Sure. You can eat at a 5-star place every single day.
That's cheap. How is it expensive, though? Maybe a Red Lobster, I don't know.
Food is not being a provider.
You're not expensive. You're actually genuine.
Okay.
Wait.
I don't think you know how much trouble you in, sir. She walked away from you to keep you safe. You better take it as a sign.
If you want to get more bitches, it's not about having more money. I mean, that'll get you more bodies. But if you want like actual genuine connection, that's not necessarily going to lead you there. What's going to lead you there is talking to women like they're your best friends. The way you talk to your best friends, the way you have that connection, you want to try to replicate that connection with women. With a subtle flirt. Actually, I don't know how men talk to their best friend, but please don't be gross. Don't be gross.
Oh, you just grabbed my...
I sure did.
She did. She sure did. Oh, you're lying.
Oh,
What, you on
oh,
TikTok
whoa,
Live?
whoa,
You on TikTok Live?
yeah, I'm on TikTok. Oh, you okay?
You mean gross like that? You mean talk to your girl like you talk to your best friend and whatever like that? Okay.
Let's talk about women. Not men. Let's talk about women. Let's talk about women who can't be alone without a man. Like, if you were with someone and then y'all break up and you were so in love and everything was this and everything was that. Y'all break up. He did what he did, whatever. A month later, you with a new nigga? You wasn't in love. How do y'all switch niggas like y'all switch drugs? Like, what is wrong with y'all? Why you can't be by yourself? That's why you can't keep a man, because every time you get rid of one, you get under another one. You don't do the work that's required of you, because you don't see nothing wrong with you. It's not always the man, baby. Maybe it's you. Maybe you need to look at you, okay? It's just about self-respect. Like, you gotta respect yourself enough to know that you deserve better. Stop letting these men switch you around.
I don't think someone that doesn't want to be focused on for their size should be looking at other people for height as well, you know? Height is something you can't really control, but then like size you can. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever is your deal breaker, let us know now. I can't do a guy that's short. Like, yeah, I just can't do it. I mean, for me, I'm quite a visual person in a way. Yeah, and I'm also just above the average height, so I feel like I should be with someone just a bit taller than the average, if that makes sense. Now, is he your type? No. Okay, and why not? Nothing's given.
So, what do you mean by that? You do look appealing, congratulations. And you're very decent, but yeah, your attitude.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't choose you. You're too big for me, but...
I take it. Thank you very much.
I'm Keenan, I'm 28.
And Keenan, why did you pop your balloon?
I'd say that she gives me more of a friend vibe. Physically attractiveness, I think I like my girls with just a little bit more slim and a bit more bum as well. No offense, darling, but that's just my preference when it comes to physical attraction. So without that, I feel like attraction, longevity wise, it's just not gonna work out for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Wait, let me just say, it's funny how like a lot of you guys were focusing on me preferring height, but you guys are focusing on the body. That's a bit of a double standard.
Myself, but
no, but I'm just saying is.
But at the same time, for me, you know, I don't think someone that doesn't want to be focused on for their size should be looking at other people for height as well. You know.
No.
I think that, you know, height is something you can't really control, but then like size you can. You know what I'm saying? But no offense to you, I'm not dissing you. I'm not dissing you.
Whatever.
I'm not dissing you. I'm just saying like, if it's a thing where if you don't want to be judged off of your physical attraction.
No, I don't care. But yeah, thank you. Hey, is Keenan your type? No. Am I not? Nah, I'm not gonna be bitter. Like, you're a nice looking guy, but just not my type. Yeah. Thank you.
She know what you mean. She don't want to take accountability for what she said. She said what she said, and then when somebody came back at her, then all of a sudden it's a problem, right? I mean, we got to come on with it. We got to stop doing this type of stuff, man. I'm serious. Looking like that, man. Come on, man. What are we doing? I mean, I'll give you credit. You came, you know, dressed up, so that's good. You got your nails done, you know, that's good. I saw your feet and your outfit that's coordinated. I give you that. I see your little skin is glowing and popping and stuff like that, and you got a nice smile. So I know you do take care of yourself, right? But I think once again, in the way that you want men to be careful about the way that they talk about women, maybe you should be careful in the way that you talk about men. But of course, she's not going to do that because she feels entitled to be able to talk about men, however she wants to, however she sees fit, right in their face.
I really do try my best to be nice to these niggas, but I can't. I really can't. I just got back from a date with someone I met on Hinge. Let's call him Alan because that's his fucking name. One thing I liked about Alan is that he didn't waste too much time. We talked for like a day and a half and he was like, hey, I want to go out. Let's go on a date. And I was like, all right, perfect. I love it. We ended up going to Crazy Sushi in Wesley Chapel. And if you know me in real life or you watch my videos, I love sushi. I talk about sushi often. Every time I go out to eat, I go out for sushi. And everything was fine until Alan saw the fucking menu. At Crazy Sushi, you have the option to do an all-you-can-eat buffet, which is $36 per person. When the server gave us the menu, Alan was like, is this $36 for both of us? It's per person. He was like, I'm on a budget right now. I can't afford much, and I'm trying to save money. You asked me to go out. He says, is this the only option? I said, when the server comes, ask him what else you can do. The server comes and says you can do a la carte, which means you're just paying for the roll. You're paying per roll. The server gives us the a la carte menu and he was like, yeah, these prices are way much better. Are you okay with doing this? I said, no. I said, no, when I go out to eat, I order what I want, I buy what I want, and I'm not gonna not get all you can eat sushi when I'm at a sushi place. I love sushi. I say, we're gonna order separately. I want the all you can eat and he's gonna do the a la carte. We go through the menu, I place my order, he places his order, and he says, I'm sorry, like I'm on a budget right now. Are you okay with paying for your own food? I said, that's fine. The only reason I said that's fine is because I'm not gonna not get what the fuck I want at one of my favorite sushi places. He ends up ordering 2 things. I don't know how much it cost, but he also ordered a Diet Coke. Or is it Pepsi? It don't matter. He ordered a soda. The server did not bring him his soda. The server brings us our sushi, but I think he forgot about his Coke. And Alan's like, I'm gonna wait to eat because I can't eat without drinking. So he's just sitting there the entire time with no drink and not eating his food, and I'm about to order a second roll. He's like, I think he forgot about me. Should I wave him down? I said, do what you have to do to get your drink. Like, you're a man. Why do I need to tell you to get the fuck up? He starts going like this at the table. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Not even like waving his hands in the air so the server could see him. He's like, hello, hello. And I'm like mortified because what the fuck is happening? The server comes and he's like, you forgot my drink, brother. Like, oh, I'm sorry. He goes, gives him his drink. Then Alan has the audacity to say, can I have some melted butter? The server says, butter? He was like, yeah, can I have some butter to dip my sushi in? Who eats butter with sushi? Who does? That's a legitimate question. I did not know people eat melted butter with sushi. The server goes, we don't have butter here. People typically use the soy sauce or the spicy mayo. Anywho, we're having basic conversation. I already know I'm not seeing you again, but I'm about to eat my sushi and order more sushi to go. And he looks drowsy, very tired, and he keeps saying, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. Anyways, he goes to the bathroom, and then I ended up ordering pad thai to go and 2 more sushi rolls to go home with because it's all you can eat for $36. I'm gonna get my money's worth. He was in the bathroom, the server brought my pad thai, and when he comes to the table, he says, I thought you were done. Why are you rushing me? I said, I am done. He said, oh, I thought your food was going to be in a box. I said, I'm about to ask for a box. Why are you rushing me? He was like, it's just been a really long day. I said, we didn't have to hang out today if you're so tired. He was like, well, I just wanted to see you. Then shut the fuck up. Why are you complaining? I didn't have my card with me, so I go to the booth to pay. I go, can you hold my sushi for me? He's like, of course I can. That's the least you can fucking do. I pay for my food, grab my sushi. He goes, can I walk you to your car? I said, my car is literally like right out the door. Like, you don't have to walk me. He goes, but I want to. He walks me to my car. He opens my door, put my sushi in the car, put myself in the car, skirt, Karika's going home. I get home. This nigga had the audacity to text me to tell me it's not gonna work out and he doesn't think we should continue seeing each other. So I'm gonna show you my graceful response. People tell me that I'm Buttercup out of the Powerpuff Girls, that I'm a Sour Patch Kid because I'm sweet and sour, that I'm mean, because who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? And I have my leftover pad thai that I'm gonna eat while I watch Housewives. Also forgot to mention that he's in his 30s, renting a room from some 66-year-old lady that his mom found for him. He works at Just Pizza a few hours a week and does freelance on the side. Do I think me not wanting kids was a non-negotiable for him? Yes, but I also think it kind of intimidated him because I was like, I like to spend. I shop, I go to Sephora, I go to Ulta, I have lots of things. And that's just not a lifestyle he can clearly keep up with, or maybe he just doesn't want to, but babes, this not gonna work out. When he told me he works at Jed's Pizza, I was like, I don't really like Jed's Pizza. He says, why? Because it's expensive. You clearly think everything is expensive.
Yeah, you missed this one. I'm reading his response. He did good. He did good. So he says, it was nice to meet you this evening, but I guess I messed up by not noticing before meeting you that you didn't want children, and that's really important to me. So unfortunately, I don't think this is a good match, but I hope you have a good night, and I hope you made it home safely. Best of luck to you, and enjoy your sushi. I want you to get ready. I want you to get ready now for the emotional intelligence. Here we go. She says, this wasn't going to go anywhere because you're broke. You having a heart attack over a $36 buffet is a huge ick. How do you want kids, but you work 20 hours a week at Jed's Pizza? Jed's Pizza is pretty good, by the way. Me and my wife just had it. Really good ranch. 20 hours a week at Jed's Pizza. You expect the mother to be the sole provider while you run around Tampa Bay filming movies? Broke men disgust me. I was trying to be nice because I was trying to be understanding. Everyone's journey is different. But please do not think you're the prize here. I didn't. I just said I wanted kids and you don't want kids. That's all I said. Tell me you don't know how to take rejection. Now tell him you don't know how to take rejection. And then the other issue is that she got on here telling the story thinking that she was right. But as you can go down the comments, well, this is a woman that said a few months later, why am I still single? Another woman says, am I the only one who thinks this response was kind of mean? Another woman says, a simple I concur, best wishes to you too would have sufficed. Somebody said, I agree with being annoyed how the date went, but his text didn't deserve that response. Okay, I see you, Don P. Don P said, this may be the meanest video I've seen in a while, just awfully rude. Another woman says, I don't know, girl, I was on your side before I saw that response. And it's pretty much the same thing in the comments everywhere. This has to be rage bait. This has to be rage bait. So I won't do too much commenting on it because it is rage bait. It's not serious. I'm assuming. Maybe this is a Reddit story. Let me see. Give her the benefit of the doubt. Tampa. I don't see any evidence that it is rage bait, or satire, but I'm just going to assume that it is. And I'm not going to insult her, so.
The average salary for a woman in the PWHL, which is the Professional Women's Hockey League, is $58,000 a year. The average salary of a man in the NHL is $3.5 million a year.
There's a women's professional hockey league? Who the hell is watching that?
This is my proof that I think that the population is going to slowly decline because I am in a room of like 100 men and not one of them has approached. I just think men this day and age don't want to date.
So not one guy found you attractive that night, and you decided to get on the internet and tell that to people. Are you not embarrassed to do that? This is something you should just go home and not even mention to anybody, because clearly it's a big deal to you, to the point where you took out your phone in the middle of the event and recorded yourself with your flash on to complain about the guys not trying to talk to you. Listen, sometimes you're gonna go out. In the room that you're in, the people do not find you attractive. But you might go out the next night and you might get 5 different people that are interested in you. And that's okay. But don't always feel entitled to everyone walking up to you. Not everyone finds everyone attractive. And again, that's okay. Just put the phone down and enjoy yourself and go home.
How come you just don't mind your own business? Is I guess what I'm wondering. Leave folks alone. That's the long and short of it. Go find you some business.
Okay, isn't the point of like going to the bar like to meet people? Like, why are we like sitting at tables and like giving people bad looks when like you get approached by other people.
Like, I'm interrupting your conversation, but like isn't that why you're at the bar?
Literally, go to Taco Mac or go to your garage if you really want to like hang out with your friends strictly.
You're wasting a table.
Otherwise, like, the bar is for like mingling and meeting people. So like, can we stick to the status quo?
We don't want to have to go into the bar and like figure out like do they want to be approached?
Yes.
Do they want to talk? No, we need to go into the bar and be like, everyone here is approachable.
Yes, and down to be friends.
Can we all just be friends?
Please.
So I was watching this podcast, and there's these two women who are talking about the fact that they're so proud, not only of themselves, but of the women of this generation, because they're so strong, independent. They pay for their own stuff, their existence. They don't depend on men for paying their bills. And, you know, they just feel like it's so liberating. It's so freeing. Now, I just want you to know that we are living in a point in time when the level of prostitution is so high. Women are selling themselves in different capacities to men regularly. I mean, it is an actual business. It's an actual career move now. People have OF accounts, and you're just bringing in money because some man is paying to see or spend time with you in some capacity. That doesn't make you a strong, independent woman. I'm sorry. You're still depending on men for money. If you are using men in any capacity, like, hey, I want to go on this trip. Hey, I want to go eat. Hey, I want to buy this bag, and you're not doing it for yourself, and you're going with these men purely so that they can fund this in your life, I want you to know that you're not actually strong and independent. You guys are mixing up your words here. You're still dependent, very much dependent on men in one capacity or another. If things go left in your life and you call daddy, then you're also very much not independent. I mean, independent truly means that you are capable and you are doing it for yourself. You are paying for your own meals. You are buying your own bags. You are taking yourself on your vacations. If you're using men in one capacity or another, just know you are not so strong and independent, and you obviously need men. You just don't want to be accountable. So you don't want to be tied to one man. Say that.
Today, you all, unfortunately, we're going to be talking about why and how a lot of women end up not only ran through and for the streets, but also how they end up alone. And oftentimes, it is due to other women promoting a very destructive, toxic, counterproductive lifestyle. Before we get into this, you all, let me go ahead and say this. A lot of women don't like me, right? And they don't like me because I am telling them outright, look, this is not the move. This is not the route you want to go down. See, I give a lot of women a rude reality check. I don't tell them that they can do whatever they want to do. I tell them straight up and down, if you do that, that comes at a price. That comes with great consequences. That's what I tell women.
Is there a shortage of men over 40? Well, they haven't got to be over 40, but when you start dating over 40, I mean, like, seriously, I'm not actively looking to date, but I have friends that are. And even just going out and just seeing, like, just going out, I'm just like, I think I'm destined to be single forever. I'm not overly concerned by that, you know, it doesn't worry me. I mean, I'd rather be fucking single, because some of the people that's out there, I mean, all the good guys, all the decent ones are taken. When you get to our age, it's like what's left? So we remain. Oh, when I have been out, They're nowhere to be fucking seen. I mean, like, or are they? Because there ain't nowhere I go. And where I go is absolutely fucking not. Yeah, this is a woman thing. Anyone you do kind of feel a bit attracted to, guess what? They're already involved with someone, or they're an avoidant, they're emotionally immature, and it's just like, do you know what? I'm now over 40 and I'm clearly destined to be fucking single.
Many years from now, there is going to be a quiet crisis, loneliness in women especially. Not because women failed, not because they weren't capable or intelligent, but because they were handed a script or a blueprint that left out the consequences. Be self-sufficient, put your career first, you don't need a man. So they followed it. They pushed love down the line. They delayed the family. They treated commitment like something that could always wait until it didn't. Fast forward a few years later. You're older, no partner, no children, no legacy, just some noise to fill that silence. Meanwhile, your grandmothers had way fewer choices, but way stronger direction. They built families, they built the roots, they built something bigger than themselves. And this generation swapped it all for convenience. Legacy for pleasure, meaning for freedom without structure. And here's the part that nobody likes to talk about. The men that they overlooked in their 20s, they didn't just vanish. They were building, failing, learning, becoming disciplined, and becoming men. Men don't peak early. They compound with time. Value grows with time and skill and responsibility. Women don't gain leverage by delaying everything. That is not cruelty. That is reality. Every decision comes with a cost. Modern narratives today did not remove the bill, they just postponed it, and the outcome is usually the same. Distractions instead of connection, comfort instead of intimacy, and independence without fulfillment. This is not about going backward, it's about correcting the course. We don't need less ambition, we need stronger values, commitment, family, masculine leadership, feminine devotion, and a shared purpose, because freedom without foundation doesn't liberate, it isolates you completely. And tradition wasn't the problem. Abandoning it was.
Okay, so there's a lot right there. I wish she wasn't reading. I want to shake her and be like, just talk. But a lot that she said makes a lot of sense. So we talk about this all the time, right? We talk about this loneliness, and people talk about the male loneliness epidemic. Well, let me tell you something. There's going to be nothing like the female loneliness epidemic that you're going to see with this generation of women when they hit the 40s. It's going to be out of control. When these 20-somethings hit 40-something, there's going to be massive devastation. There's going to be, the pharmaceutical companies are going to be like, yeah, cashing in on the antidepressants and all of that if they go that route, if the women go that route. Because this delay process and this glorification of the delay is so toxic and so poisonous to women. It really is. And I'm not saying, again, it can never work out, but I'm saying that you're making it harder for yourself and your likelihood is going down, down, down. And I love when women will point out oh, but this famous woman or this woman on TV did it or this. No, that is not the average woman. That is not the average woman's situation. And that's not how it goes down for the average woman. And let me tell you, there's a lot of women on the TV, because I worked in television, who didn't get lucky, who delayed having kids. In fact, there's one young woman in particular, a friend of mine said, she never had kids. And I said, that's so interesting, because she was saying in her 20s, my career. She didn't want to have children. She was married. She didn't want to have children because she said that it would hurt her career on TV, because you get pregnant and it's not, women get really upset about that because TV has a lot of side angles and they're super self-conscious. You wouldn't believe what these women are. Oh my God, my belly is going to make me look fat. It's like the dumbest shit. And also she felt like, well, I'm going to take maternity and things are going to change. And you know what? Sometimes that does happen. I went on maternity leave when I was hosting Fox and Friends. It was interesting. I went on maternity leave and the whole show changed while I was gone. Now, granted, there were a lot of curveballs that happened because soon after I had my son was COVID mania and all that. But while I was on maternity leave, the whole show changed. One of the co-hosts got let go. They brought in somebody. They didn't screen test. It was kind of like a hot mess. So yes, And a lot of other dynamics changed while I was gone. That was a risk I took. That's fine. So things can change, but you know what? Here's the silver lining. I didn't give a shit because I had my baby. And I was like, I didn't even care remotely about that job. I didn't even want to go back. When I had that little person with that little face and that little, oh, I could just eat him alive. I was like, oh, how do I get out of this job? Right? That was because I was letting my natural instincts shine. I wasn't trying to bury all of this so that I could go back to a job that was going to make me crazy and leave a kid at home that I really wanted to be with. I wasn't doing all the things because I didn't give a lick what society had to say about me, right? And I did go back to work. That was a mistake, actually, even though it was only a 2-day-a-week job. It was still too much. But the reality that women face is that, yes, things change because they're supposed to. And if you really feel into how you feel about it, a lot of these women, they wouldn't even want to go back to work. They're so afraid to just feel, to just be like, what do I really feel? What do I really want to do? What is really calling me? They don't live in their instinct anymore. They live in what society tells them to do, which is, again, compete with a man, in a man's world, all of this stuff. But this delay is going to rip them up. They are going to be so lonely. They're going to get older. They're not going to have kids. They're going to be women who build companies and build these things instead of building a family wind up feeling so empty and hollow inside. Because at the end of the day, what really makes your life in that second half of life, your holidays with kids running around, cousins and people to visit. And my husband said something to me the other day. He said, every single woman I know, his mom, his mom's friends, there's an older grandma type woman that, we became friends with. All of them are just saying the same thing, right? And they're all in their 60s and they're all like, I just want to be around my kids and I just want to be around my kids' kids. That's all they want to do, right? All of that career and all of this stuff that they supposedly cared about, and it's dead, right? And now they're lucky because they also have the family. They also have imagine not having that. And now you're just stuck with some business you built to keep you warm at night. Honey, you've got to be frigid cold is all I'm saying. You're not a guy. You're going to be frigid cold. Also, I think it is really interesting to just the parallel of when men peak and when women peak just is. And there's a resentment that's coming with this too, that women are feeling like, well, why can't I peak in my later, just like a guy? Because you don't, right? Because it's different, because you have things like your fertility that's precious, right? And valuable that gets, it diminishes with age, because you have things like beauty and youth and all of these things that honestly pair with fertility. You have all of these precious metals, I call them, right? Guys are doing different things, right? They're building businesses, they're building finances, and that takes time to grow, right? They're building equity, so that it takes time. So it's just a different path. And if men and women were on their path that was appropriate for them, like women were on a feminine path and men were on a masculine path, it would all align beautifully, but it doesn't. It doesn't, because women are trying to be men, right? It's so effed up. It's so effed up, right? Oof, man alive. Okay. Hit that subscribe button again for me. Hit that like, but you want to. You have to. You have to do it. Tyranny with Jed. Just saying. Okay. Number 4. Ooh. This woman, she goes to pick up her kids from her ex-husband, and there's the camera on outside.
And modern women are too prideful. They don't think that they will. But at some point in time, they're going to have to because they're going to feel it. They'll be like, dang, I should have done this. I should have done that. And honestly, depending on how old you are, it might be too late.
Gen Z men on average spend $0 on dating. Looks like they'd rather play that GTA video game or whatever game is coming out. Dear men, if you have a daughter and she's dating a young man, I want you to close your eyes and imagine that young man that your daughter is dating. Is that young man like you? Would you want your daughter dating a young man like you? If not, open your eyes and do something about it. That's the meme that has been circulating around social media on various platforms over the last 2 to 3 days. I look and I am overwhelmed by the multitude of ways we can diss men non-stop. There's also one thing that I'm pretty overwhelmed by, to the point to where I'm desensitized to it. And that is what's making its rounds on every social media platform day in and day out, non-stop. while the women seem to notice us and what we do and what kind of men we are and what type of men we are, I'm seeing something daily, hourly, minutely, at any given time on social media. Lean in and I'll tell you. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. The female ass. That's right. It's everywhere. You open your phone up at 7 a.m., it's in the stories. It's in the actual post. It's in pictures. It's in vacation. It's in the laundromat. It's at stores. It's in bathrooms. It's at clubs. It's wiggling, jiggling. It's forever in your face. It is everywhere. You could see the dimples. You could see the creases. You could see the tattoos. You could see the marks. You could see the gyration of it. You can see it when it moves up. You can see it when it moves down. And it is everywhere, from every kind of woman, from a professional to a actual stripper, to just a random chick, to just chicks on vacation, to chicks at the grocery store. It is everywhere. It is called the female ASS. And so I'm wondering, who's to blame for that? Oh, that's men's fault too? We raised that? That's the man's fault? You do realize a man could pick up his phone at 7 a.m., 7 p.m., 7:37 a.m., 12 noon, 2 a.m., 2 p.m., 1. It doesn't matter. He's going to see a female. And yet men are being asked about dignity and the kind of men they are in these little riddles and stories and hypotheticals. There was a lady who did a video and she was sitting with her niece and she told her niece something very profound. She told her niece that there are things tied to your silence. There are benefits tied to your silence. And she told her niece to shut up. Dear women, no need to close your eyes. And don't worry about the man your daughter's dating. As far as this is concerned, I think we've seen enough and heard enough of what men should be doing and what men should ponder and what men should consider in themselves and how they function in the world. Maybe you should turn those dear memes and all those male memes on your own population. How are you functioning in this world? What do you denounce within yourselves that could render dating a better encounter in the social world? Kind of heard enough of all the men jokes and the men considerations and the men should do this and the men should do that. And I don't need a man. And if I pay another bill by myself, I'll be alone for the rest of my life. And I don't need a man. And if a man can't do this, if a man ain't that, every other meme. And as we scroll in between these memes, all we see is female, naked, dimples, cellulite, cheeks, thighs, just everywhere, gyms, and the decency being questioned about men and how we are putting our foot forward in front of the other in the world of dating and social life. Yeah, I think we've kind of headed to an end. I've been alluding to that. And in the words of that great aunt, maybe it's just time to shut up. I don't know. Shut up. Just listen. Be quiet. And I get it. Any man that speaks up is a clown, or he's a man that likes men, and he's a loser, he's a lame, he's this, that, and the third. And meanwhile, the men that you want to date are scrolling these same social media streets, reading you guys talk about men as if they're just basically defunct, right? Basically just defunct. And these are the men that you're worried as to why they're not approaching you. These are the men that you're saying, well, where they at? Be assertive, be this. You guys got everything backwards. That's not inviting, okay? And it's also probably not going to get you the biggest amount of consideration if one meme is you talking about what kind of man you are, and the next 5 posts are you gyrating naked. You're not even looking at yourselves and what you do and what y'all do. Stop worried about the dear men and dear women. Maybe you should dear females. Let us see some of those, okay? Because this is just getting played out and annoying. But you know one thing ain't gonna stop? Tomorrow, men are going to wake up. Some of them are going to say a prayer. Some of them are not. And they're going to grab their phones and they're going to scroll. And guess what they're going to see? Right next or right underneath the what men should be doing and how men are failing and how men ain't this and men ain't that, with 10 to 12,000 comments from other women. Guess what's going to be right next to it and right underneath it and right above it in the stories and in the post, and from professional women all the way down to women who have kids and don't want to work? That's right. The female. You got it.
All of it. All of it. All of it everywhere. Everywhere. And they're not shy about it. And they're telling you they're going to show you. And you better not look, but you better not let me catch you looking. You know, these modern women, man, I tell you what, they something else, man. Something else. They holler, scream, moan, complain, all while twerking. All while twerking. I'm thinking of a woman right now that I was looking at a clip, and she was like, man, I was talking to this guy, and he was really nerdy, and he was cute, and this and that. He was 29, I was 21 at the time, and essentially, I think what she said was, she sent him a selfie, like he was a gentleman and all that stuff. Sent him a selfie, and then he said something to the effect of, "Wow," and she was like, "Wow, that's really flattering. I like that." But then he said something like, "If I were there or something like that, I would be all on top of you or all over you," or something like that. It was something, basically him liking her body. And she was like, "How gross is that?" I immediately got the ick. And I was like, "Yeah, that does sound pretty bad. And I was like, "Well, you know, a lot of times what these women do is they'll say that men are coming out of nowhere with this stuff." And then I went to her page and saw that, you know, of course, as a trainer, she had her behind out. Well, you know, let me say she had her behind the camera. You know, the general turn your behind and let him see what you're working with. And she had a couple of shots where she was wearing a dress, and you can see all up and down her thigh and some other stuff, right? And you look at that and you're like, y'all be hollering and screaming and all that stuff about not wanting a man to say certain things, but then once again you go out and you wear these things so that a man will, like, he's looking at you like that. I mean, he's a dude at the end of the day. So when you show him that stuff, and you're a trainer, so you're probably fit, well, what do you expect him to say? "Oh, that man is disgusting, this and that." You don't think that you have a part to play in that? Of course not. Men are always the problem.